Hey, what's up guys, it's Hoodamaniac360, and today I'm going to be reviewing Diary of a Wimpy Kid Rodrick Rules, so let's get this started. Now, not too long ago, I reviewed the first Wimpy Kid movie and gave it a positive grade. This movie, I think, is even better than the first one. It has a better story, it's funnier, and Greg is a more likable character in this one than he was in the last. Now, for those of you that don't know, Rodrick is Greg's older brother, and if you go back and watch my review for the first movie, you'll see that I didn't mention Rodrick. Well, the reason is that I was saving him for this review. If you didn't know, Rodrick is my favorite character in these books. He acts like a dumbass in front of everyone, but he only does that so he can get out of doing work. Yeah, this man is a living legend. That's why he's my favorite character. So the story for this one is that Greg and Rowley are now in the 7th grade, meaning they're no longer bully targets. And eventually Greg and Rowley meet a new girl named Holly Hills. Greg, being the simp that he is, decides to impress her but fails miserably. Then he later finds out that a teacher he currently has had Rodrick back when he was Greg's age, and the teacher thinks that he's just like his older brother, a dumbass punk. Alright, now I know this next scene comes out of nowhere, but it's important to the story, so bear with me. There's a talent show at the school, and Rowley wants to enter as a magician, and he asks Greg to help him as an assistant, but Greg says no, so he has to ask a kid he knows. Rodrick also wants to enter the talent show. If you guys watched the movies and read the books, then you'll know that he's a drummer in a band called Loaded Diaper, except on his van, he misspelled Loaded Diaper to make it spell out Loaded Dipper. Either he wanted that way or he doesn't know how to spell it. Anyways, at home, Greg and Rodrick haven't been getting along. Rodrick pulls mean pranks on Greg daily, but one day shit hit the fan for both of them when the family was getting ready for church, and Greg's other brother, Manny, who by the way is like 3 years old, put a chocolate bar on the seat Greg was sitting in the car, and it made him look like he shit himself. So his parents put a sweater around his waist to hide the stain. It was going okay until they had to get up for communion, and Rodrick was right behind him, and one of the sleeves was dragging on the floor, so he stepped on the sleeve, and the sweater fell on the floor, revealing the shit stain. A little kid noticed it, and Greg tried to show them that it was just chocolate, and Rodrick was laughing, so Greg tackled Rodrick, and Greg's mother yelled at them for an entire week, and prevented them from going on a family vacation. After they leave, Rodrick immediately goes for the phone and invites all of his friends to the house party, but not before locking Greg in the basement. Smart move. As the party is going on, Greg finds a phone in the basement and calls Rowley to get him out of there. But after Rowley enters the house, he gets caught by Rodrick and locks both of them in the basement. Eventually, the mother calls the house phone to check on them, and Rodrick yells everyone to shut up and answers the phone. But Greg is on the other line. Scared of Greg ratting him out, Rodrick unlocks the basement door and lets them out and tells them not to act like losers. But they somehow make the party better, and someone there uses their parents' video camera to take pictures. That's gonna be a huge fucking problem for Greg and Rodrick later. Just keep waiting. The next morning, the party is finally over. Everyone left, and the house is a complete disaster. And their mom left a message saying that they'll be home later. So they hurry their asses up to clean the house, and not to leave a single trace of the party. It seems like they finish, until they find that some idiot decided it would be a good idea to write on the bathroom door in permanent marker. So Rodrick comes up with this clever idea to replace the door with another door in the house and hopes no one will notice. They do just that and finish without a second to spare, and the rest of the family comes back home and no one notices a thing about the door. Until a couple of weeks later, the mother notices and asks Greg about the door because turns out what they didn't know, the new door actually doesn't have a lock on it, but the old one did. But he ends up coming clean to his mom, but he tells her not to tell his dad or Rodrick about this conversation because him and Rodrick have actually been getting along since then. And if he finds out that Greg ratted him out, he'll hate him forever. So his mom agrees and things are silent for a little while. One night though, Greg and Rodrick go out for a night in the town, but when they get back, their parents find out about the party because of the pictures from before. See how I said it would be a huge problem? And the mother tells the father that Greg came clean, and this made Rodrick mad at Greg. Greg is grounded for 2 weeks, and Rodrick is grounded for a month, and he can't participate in the talent show. And they are also sent to live with their boring grandfather at the senior citizen home for the weekend. Things are going pretty horrible for Greg until he sees the girl I mentioned before, Holly Hills. She's there visiting her grandmother, and they start talking, and turns out they're a lot alike because they both have a younger and older sibling that torment them. Now you might be thinking that this is a nice break for Greg. Well, no, it's not, because he makes a huge mistake by writing it in his diary. Yeah, he wrote it in his diary, which he brought to his grandfather's apartment with Rodrick with him. And the next morning, Rodrick reads it and tells him that he's going to show it to Holly. Luckily, Greg catches up and takes the book from Rodrick, but Rodrick decides to let it happen because Greg is in his underwear and he goes to hide in the outside bathroom, but he ends up in the ladies' room and they catch him, but he escapes. A couple of weeks pass by and it's time for the talent show, but there's problems. Riley's new assistant got stage fright and Loaded Diaper found a replacement for Rodrick because he got grounded. Greg feels bad and tells his mother that if she lets Rodrick play in the band, then he'll be Riley's assistant. She agrees, and Riley's show goes as expected, and as for Rodrick and his band, they play, but they suck. But however, everyone starts cheering because the mother is dancing on the stage at the side. This causes Loaded Diaper to become a success, and Rodrick and Greg become friends again. And that's the end of the movie. I thought this was much better than the first film, which is interesting because Rodrick Rules, the book, is my favorite book in the series. Overall, I rate this film a 9 out of 10. This was a really good movie. I really recommend this one. Alright you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment down below what movie you want me to review in the future. And sorry this video was so late. I've been busy with other things, but I will soon be reviewing Dog Days and The Long Haul. And I will see you in the next video. Later.